Cześć, tutaj Moni, and welcome to Learn Polish with Advance. As promised, today we're going to learn more vocabulary connected with different pieces of furniture, but not only, and then place different objects in the room, practicing our locative case. So let's start with our vocabulary first, and then we're going to practice locative. Lampa. A lamp, this is the word you already know. Regał, a bookcase. Regał, bookcase. Stołek, a stool. Little stool. It's not the same as krzesło, which is a chair. You may know the word krzesło, a chair. So little stool, stołek. Sofa, in Polish, sofa. You already know this word from yesterday. Stół is a table. Table, stół. Wieszak, a hanger. Obraz could be a painting or a picture. So obraz, fotel, an armchair. Dywan, a rug. Telewizor, telly, the actual telly that you plug in, not the broadcast. That's not the same. So telewizor, wazon, here, which is a vase, lustro, mirror, and półka, a shelf. So this will do for today, as we're gonna have a lot of practice with these words. So once again, lampa. Let me point at different things in the room and then say the words. Lampa, lustro, sofa, stół, dywan, stołek, fotel, telewizor, wazon, półka, obraz, wieszak, fotel. I think I think it's all. Yeah, that's all. So maybe once more. Telewizor, stołek, dywan, stół, sofa, obraz, lustro, wazon, półka, lampa, regał, wieszak, fotel. So now, which words are feminine, which are masculine, and which are neuter? Let's have a look. Feminine nouns. Lampa. We're going to do it just to see whether we've got any exceptions, for instance, okay? So, lampa, feminine. Sofa, feminine as well. And półka. So, 3 feminine words. Lampa, sofa, półka. Masculine. Regał. Yeah, finishes with a consonant. Stołek, stół, wieszak, obraz, fotel, dywan, telewizor, wazon. A lot of masculine words. And just one neuter, lustro. Lustro. It's a good beginning. I didn't want to bombard you, as you know, with too much at the very beginning. So let's see. Okay, we want to say, first of all, so first challenge is to say that the armchair is in front of the table. So, fotel jest przed, and then think about what case this preposition links with. Przed stołem. We will lose that accent here. Don't worry if you said stółem. Okay, we will lose that accent here. I mentioned that in one of my lessons. The accent here will be lost when we do something to a word, when we change it in a particular case. So stołem. Fotel jest przed stołem. Okay, now let's say that the table is between a stool and the armchair. Think about it for a second. Think about a case, okay, and how you would change it. So the table is, stół jest, between, między, and now we've got stool and the armchair. Stołkiem I fotelem. So that was a challenge. Do you remember ek endings where we need to reduce this letter a? Yeah, do you remember that when we've got ek like dziadek, Marek, again in cases like accusative or instrumental. So again, when we do something to this noun, the e will be lost. So między stołkiem a fotelem. Okay, so now let's say that the mirror is above the sofa. Lustro jest nad, think about your case, sofą. Lustro jest nad sofą. Why? Because nad connects with instrumental and sofa in instrumental becomes sofą. Okay? Now, the picture or the painting is between the vase and the mirror. Let's say it. Obraz jest między wazonem a lustrem. You know that neuter and masculine nouns, singular, in instrumental have the same ending. So wazonem a lustrem. Obraz jest między wazonem a lustrem. Okay. So you know the word for a rose. You know it's róża. How would we say the rose? Don't worry about the plural here. It's irrelevant. Don't worry about plural. Rose is in the vase. So now think about your case and think about what's going on here. Róża jest w. What case we've got when we've got v? We've got locative. So what happens with wazon? Let's look at the last consonant in question. Best friends must not. So what's going to happen? What will be the ending of this word? Wazonie, right? Róża jest w wazonie. Róża jest w wazonie. Okay. So now let's say, again, don't worry about plural, a book, you know the word for a book, książka, książka. A book is on a shelf. Okay, so now we've got the word półka, which is a shelf. Książka, książka is a book. Książka jest on the shelf. Na, what case? Locative. What happens with the feminine nouns in locative that ends ka? They have the ending ce, right? Książka jest na półce. Książka jest na półce. Right now, we want to say that the shelf is by the lamp. And I would like you to use the preposition przy, which connects with the locative case. So, półka jest przy, now lampa. Let's drop the last vowel. We've got the p consonant. Best friends must not pick. We know therefore what the ending will be in locative for that particular noun. Półka jest przy lampie. Półka jest przy lampie. Right, but now we want to say the lamp is by the mirror. That's a challenge. Would you remember what happens with those nouns that have the ending R, regardless whether we have to drop the vowel or they are masculine? What happens with those in locative? R, ending R. So nouns like this or this. What do we do? R becomes RZI. So lampa jest przy lustrze. Lustrze. Well, if that's the case, how about the vase is by the telly? Wazon jest przy telewizorze. Wouldn't that be the case? Telewizorze, like lustrze, right? Do you remember what happens with the w in locative? What happens with w? What do we do with w consonant? Those nouns that have that consonant at the very end, drop the bit here in the middle and add L, E. Yeah, so L, E. They don't add L, A, but the W becomes L, and then we add E. That's the best explanation. So regale. As I already mentioned, that when we do something to those nouns, usually when we do something with those nouns that have vowels like U, yeah, we will lose that accent here. So stole, okay? Stole. So let's look at this. How would we say that the hanger is by the bookcase? Wieszak jest przy regale. Okay? Let's do sofa is by the table. Sofa jest przy stole. Okay? Now, sofa is also on the rug. So how would we say that? Now, on the rug. On, what case? Locative. N is the consonant that our noun ends with. Dywan, best friends must not. Yeah? So, sofa jest na dywanie. If we wanted to say the table is also on the rug, we would say stół też. Also as well. Też jest na dywanie. Right. How about the vase is by the picture? Let's look at the picture. Obraz. Okay, think about by the picture. Przy, locative. Last consonant is Z. Straight away, your first thing should be, is it best friends? Because this is the easiest. So best friends must not pigskin with zit. Yes, it is. So we know our ending will be IE. Yeah? So wazon jest przy obrazie. Tak? So how about the picture is between the vase and the mirror? Different case. Swap to instrumental. Obraz jest między wazonem a lustrem. Now the mirror is under the lamp. Lustro jest pod, think about your case. Instrumental, lampą. Okay? Now let's do a little bit on genitive. Okay? Doing obok. Just a little bit. Doing obok. When we've got feminine nouns, lampa, sofa, półka, we have to look, when it comes to genitive case, look for this kind of letter, like K or G, because these letters will change our epsilon, that is the usual ending for feminine nouns in genitive, into E instead of right? We cannot say, Polish people can't say półkę, drogę, we would say półki, right? So, lampa, genitive, lampę. Sofa, genitive, sofę. But półka, genitive, półki. Okay? Now let's do genitive masculine. This is a little bit tricky because sometimes we will have u and sometimes we will have a. And the best way to do it is do it by ear. Learning some words that take a and learning some words that take u, unless we obviously deal with exceptions. And then your brain in the future is going to tell you whether it's a or u. Trust me on this. It's the best way of learning, as the ending for genitive for masculine inanimate could be a little bit tricky here. So, regał, okay, if we wanted to say obok, next to the bookcase, obok regału, obok regału. So, w, yeah, w and u, obok regału. But you probably remember ek, yeah, we have to drop the k. And what would be the ending? How do you feel? Would that be stołku or stołka? Which is the most which is the most probable for you? Obok stołka. Obok stołka. But look, if regał in genitive becomes regału, then stół, yeah, okay, we mingle with this noun, so we will drop our accent here. Stołu, right? So once you kind of learn the endings in this way, it will help you. So regału, stołka, stołu. But this time, look at this, it's not, let's not be fooled by this ak situation here with a hanger, because it's not ek. It doesn't, you may think it's similar, okay, ek, stołka, so wieszaka, or maybe wieszka, right? You may think I need to drop the a as well. No, you leave the a. A is perfectly fine in this case, okay? Wieszaka is the case, right? Is the ending. Wieszaka. So my point here was, don't drop this. It's not that situation, okay? Ak is not ek, so we don't have to drop this vowel. We don't have to resign from it. Wieszaka, wieszaka, but stołka. Okay? Now, obok obrazu, obrazu, zu. Okay? And fotel, fotela. It's not the case with w when we've got wu, zu, we've got ka, aka, ela. Okay? Fotela. Think about the Rihanna song, Ella, Ella, Umbrella, Ella. Fotela, okay? Fotela, okay? Dywanu, okay? Obok dywanu. Telewizora. So if it's dywanu, you will know obok wazonu, okay? And always, when it comes to neuter nouns in genitive, we know that o becomes a. So there is no guessing involved. Lustra. So let's go from this way around now. Wazonu, obok wazonu, obok telewizora, dywanu, like wazonu, obok fotela, obok obrazu, obok wieszaka, obok stołu, obok stołka, and obok regału. So once again, let's fish out the u and then a. Regału. Just repeat after me. Obok regału. Obok stołu. Okay. Obok obrazu. Obok obrazu. Obok wazonu. Okay. Obok dywanu. Okay, once again. Regału, stołu, obrazu, dywanu, wazonu. From this way round. Wazonu, dywanu, obok obrazu, obok stołu, obok regału. Let's do a. So just try remembering how it sounds rather than what's the ending this time, okay? Obok stołka. Obok wieszaka. Obok fotela. Obok telewizora. Obok lustra. Once again. Obok stołka. Obok wieszaka. Obok fotela. Obok telewizora. Obok lustra. Perfect. So let me now describe this room and let's do listening exercise where you listen and try translating at some point. The best is just to kind of soak it in, if you know what I mean. Try listening with understanding, right? But also connect the cases and try analyzing it if you can at the same time. Okay. Telewizor jest przy wazonie. Wazon jest przy obrazie. Obraz jest pod lampą. Lustro też jest pod lampą. Lampa jest obok półki. Regał jest obok wieszaka. Wieszak jest za fotelem. Fotel jest na dywanie. Stół też jest na dywanie. Stół jest między sofą a fotelem. Dywan jest pod stołem. Stołek jest między telewizorem a sofą. Obraz jest za sofą. Fotel jest przy stole. Regał jest za sofą. Stół jest przed sofą. Lampa jest nad lustrem. Róża jest w wazonie. Wieszak jest przy regale. Obraz jest pod półką. I think this will do. I think you've got the good base for exercise here. It will take some time to practice, that's for sure, but I think it illustrates how we how you can work with prepositions of place. My advice would be just to always to think when it comes to locative case, which may be the most challenging, to think whether it's the best friend situation because it's the easiest ending "ie," right? If it's not, then analyze what else could it be, right? And when it comes to genitive case, once you learn certain words in genitive, regału, stołu, fotela, telewizora, your brain, if you like, will remember at some point these endings. You will have repeated them so many times in the future that if you say something wrong, if you give the wrong ending, you will stop and you will think, that doesn't really sound right. And this is the best way of learning the endings, really. Otherwise, you wouldn't really have that much time thinking, okay, what are the possible endings in genitive or in locative? You will do it automatically, trust me. It just needs a little bit of practice. Okay, so more practice next weekend. I'm going to do Grażana practice with you. We are going to locate different objects and also people, and doing a little bit more on verbs as well. So as you can see, it gets a little bit more complicated, but I hope it's good complicated and it's nice, challenging, complicated, rather than just too scary for you. Let me know what you think in your comments, whether you find it challenging or just hope it was a good exercise for you, and I wish you a lovely, lovely Sunday. Dziękuję za lekcję. Thank you for the lesson. Pa!